Hello and welcome. My name is Lucia, and today we've got a yoga flow by the River Thames. So let's just come into our mats and start to center ourselves. Just enjoying a lovely end of summer day, rolling the shoulders to the back, and then inverting, staying away from painful ranges. Lovely stretch here, like a seated cat and cow. And again, interlocking the fingers at the back and just pulling down the arms, opening the chest. Let's breathe in and breathe out, and we side bend. Making sure we're creating length from the crown of our head. Just windmilling the arms, breathing in and out. A little bit of a twist here. Using your back arms straight and stable to keep your back straight. Let's just come into a child's pose. And then we bring the weight forward into our hands, protracting the shoulder blades. So shoulder blades away from each other. Sitting back down. Just starting to bring some movement into our spine. And now let's strike the cobra. Breathe in. And breathe out. You don't have to go so low with your chest, so you can make it more as a cat and cow for you if you need to. That's okay. Let's come into tabletop. And let's go on second round. Breathing in, lifting to an up dog if you can, and back to child's pose. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana and Utthita Balasana. Just moving with your breath. Coming into a wide leg position here with the toes touching, and just shifting the weight forwards and backwards so we bring some movement into our wrists, some tension and to the sides, and distributing well that weight with the hands, looking to one side and the other. Creating some mobility, just warming up our bodies, circling in one direction, and then inverting. Again, staying away with those painful ranges, especially in your wrists. Bring one hand into your middle line and rise the other arm up for a twist. And then come through the window, thread the needle. And again, breathing in and breathing out. Trying to keep the hips on top of your knees. Tucking the toes and coming up into a down dog. Check your alignment. Fingers spreaded, middle finger in line with the middle of your wrist. Relax your head down, look at your feet. Now look at your hands and walk the feet to the outside of the hands. And you can squat down, you can stay in a higher squat if you need to, or you come low. And then a lovely twist here in one direction. Breathe in and breathing out. Let's come with the feet under the hips. And you can just grab your elbows and just dangle in there, bringing the chest towards our thighs, so bending the knees as much as you need to. And then gently rolling all the way up. Breathe in and breathe out. Some swings here with the arms, just releasing and letting go. You can now have your feet together or hip distance apart if you need for more balance. Breathing in, breathing out, come back down, Ardha Uttanasana, and just come into a plank. Drop the knees, lower, down, peeling the chest off the floor into a cobra, and tuck the toes back into a down dog. Relaxing the head, taking 2 breaths. And then bending the knees. Lunge your back foot in between your hands and the other one joins. Ardha Uttanasana. Uttanasana, and let's breathe into Utthita Tadasana. And let's start again. Ardha Uttanasana, release the hands back, plunge one foot and the other into a plank this time if you can. You can have a bit higher cobra here, and then down dog. Just using your breaths, Ujjayi, breathing in and out from your nose, like the sound of the ocean, like you're breathing from a tunnel. Lunge one foot and the other. Ardha Uttanasana, and let's breathe all the way up. Let's go, round 3. Chair pose now. Utkatasana. Let's come down. And you can step or jump now into your plank, lower chaturanga, lifting to an up dog and down dog. Bend the knees, 1 foot to the front, round the back heel, come into a warrior 1, back into your chaturanga, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, and Adho Mukha Svanasana. Or the leg in between the hands. So we're just doing some Surya Namaskar B, warrior 1, and now breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out to your down dog. Staying here for as many breaths as you need, from 2 to 5 breaths. Bend the knees, you can step or jump the feet, Ardha Uttanasana, Uttanasana, and chair pose, Utkatasana. Chair pose. Moving with your breath, breathing in, breathing out all the way down, breathe in, breathing out. Now 1 full breath in if you can here, and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out, or the leg lunges to your warrior 1 with 1 breath if you can. Breathing out, back to your plank, Kumbhakasana. Breathe in and breathe out. Stay for 2 to 5 breaths. Just breathing, relaxing the head down, bending the knees, stepping or jumping. Ardha Uttanasana and chair pose. Let's go 1 more. Ardha Uttanasana, stepping or jumping, lowering, up dog, down dog, lunging into your warrior 1, sinking deeper if you can. Let's continue our vinyasa, back to a down dog, bending the knees, lunging the other leg, rounding the back foot, heel is further out than the toes. Just moving with our breath. Feel the opposing forces in your down dog. Tucking the belly in here too. Bend the knees, stepping or jumping. Ardha Uttanasana. And chair pose, Utkatasana. Step the leg back, coming into Warrior Two now. So make sure your front knee is on top of your ankle. The back leg, you're pressing through the outside edge of the foot, lifting the arc, the hips are leveled. Now let's come forward, extending our Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2. Option number 1, you can just stay here. If you want to come deeper, maybe bring one hand to the floor, just the fingers. If you had blocks, you can use your blocks. If you want to go really deeper, you can just interlock the fingers at the back. Making sure you're still rolling the shoulder up and to the back. And then let's drop the hands by the sides of the feet and come into a low lunge, Anjaneyasana. So if you want more back bend, squeeze the butt. Coming into a pyramid. Just breathing in and breathing out. Let's turn the legs to the other side and come into a Warrior Two. So level those hips, really pressing from the outside of the leg, engaging the leg, lifting the arc, looking into between your middle finger, choosing your option to your extended Warrior Two. You want to come lower, make sure your front knee is still on top of your ankle, so it's best to move more your extended leg to the back. You want to bind, just make sure you're still rotating the shoulder up and to the back. Hands by the side of the feet, drop the knee. Let's come into a low lunge, Anjaneyasana, squeezing the butt. Now extend the front leg, but you can actually micro bend the knee or really bend that knee as much as you need to come into your pyramid. Let's point the toes to the front, hands to the waist, open the chest, and now move forwards. Come into a Prasarita Padottanasana. You can interlock the fingers and can just bring slowly your arms closer to the ground if it feels good. Leaving the crown of the head on the floor, so moving your legs if you need to, so you can reach. Breathe in, come up. Breathe in again. Hands to the waist. And this time you can either lift the hands in line with the arcs of the feet or further back. Make sure the elbows were towards each other, and now let's come into one leg side, stretching here. Walking the hands to the other side. Breathing in, lifting, breathing out, coming lower. Walk your hands back, fingertips on the floor, bend the knees, and just come into a squat here. So make sure you're comfortable. So if you need to be on a higher squat, that's all good. Bring hands together in Anjaneyasana. And just rolling vertebra by vertebra all the way up. Tucking the pelvis here, tucking the tailbone. Breathe your arms up, and as you breathe out, coming lower. Goddess pose. So you can lift the heels here if it feels good. And you can make your mudra. So the Janana mudra is not necessary, but it just looks nicer. Step or jump. Now let's bring one hand to the ankle and bring the knees together first. And we're coming into dancer's pose, Natarajasana. So you can bend the standing leg a little bit for balance. And just press the hands on the ankle so you can balance. Check the legs if you need to, and let's change sides. So grab your ankle and then start with the knees together. Find your balance, your dristi, looking at the floor at the point and keeping your eye gaze there to find your balance. You can either point or flex your foot, is entirely up to you. Releasing, and again shaking, resetting. Let's come into all fours and let's do some cats and cows. Marjariyasana and Bitilasana. And now let's just move the hips to one side and the other. And then circles. Circling in one direction and then the other. And then coming into a child's pose, Uttita Balasana. Circling the front leg outside of the hands. And let's twist here. And let's just open the leg if you can. So you can come into the edge of your foot to have a more opening sensation here. And then just bring that foot in between your hands. Let's come into a pigeon pose. So you have several options here. You can bend the back leg. You can straighten it up. If you straighten it up, just make sure your hips are as leveled as you can. And then just extend here. Ekapada Rajakaputasana. Pigeon pose. And you can just stay here, or you can have a little quad stretch here. So grabbing the foot and then trying to bring that heel towards your gluteus, your bum, and maybe even extend it if it's for you today. It's quite intense on the quad, so go gentle on it. You also have the option to come into a half mermaid or a full mermaid. So just bringing your toes to the crease of your elbow, and you can bind the fingers or not. It's entirely up to you. Into mermaid. Just breathing, releasing very gently. Now press the hands hard on the floor to release the leg and come into a reset child pose. Circle the other leg outside of the hands, and we're going to do everything on this side. So let's have a lovely twist and external rotation and flexion of the front leg, and the back leg extended, fully hip extension. Let's gently bring the leg in, and you can bring the foot closer to your groin, or the hardest would be to have the chin parallel to the top of the mat, but that can be quite advanced without blocks, so we're skipping that here. Extending, and just stay in a place that feels comfortable for you. You can keep staying there, or you can come into your quad stretch again in a place that feels right for you today. Breathing in and breathing out. And you can have a go and see how the mermaid feels on this side. So bringing the toes to the crease of your elbow, maybe just staying here today. Or if you want to bind, noticing the differences from one side to the other. It shouldn't feel exactly the same, because we're not really completely symmetrical, so just noticing those differences. And then gently, gently releasing back into a child's pose. Let's circle the front leg again, but this time we're going to extend it into a half a split. Ardha Hanumanasana. Bring the hands inside and again outside, so we can just play a little bit here. And you can just stay doing this here. Feeling the hamstrings really stretching on your front leg. And if you want, you can try and come into a full split. So bring the weight into your hands and gently, gently dropping the hips down. Trying to have your hips as parallel as possible, as leveled as possible. And then breathe in. If you can, release the hands from the floor, palms together, or you can come into your Kali Mudra, interlocking the fingers and just leaving the indexes extended. And then to come out, press the weight on the hands again. Bring the hands on the inside so you can circle that leg to the back into a resetting child's pose. And let's try the other leg. Let's breathe in and breathe out into our Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. So remember here, you can bend that front leg a bit more if you need to. And we want to bring the chest to the thigh, not just the nose to the knee or curving our back. We want to keep our back as straight as possible. And then if you want, bring the weight into your hands, gently, gently sliding those legs down until you find you root it down safely. And then you can bring the hips squaring even more and decide if you want to go Kali Mudra, squeezing the butt for a little bit of back bend here, feeling the sun on your face. To come out, push the floor away, bring the hand in, circle the leg back and come into your child's pose. Let's just lay down with your back on the floor, grab your knees, and then just let them gently fall onto one side. Open the arms to the sides, and you can turn your head to the opposing side to have a full, gently turning to the other side, making sure both shoulders are grounded. If you can, if you feel too much pressure on your lower back, you can just let the back shoulder lift a bit. We can't use blocks in this one, so if you had pillows or blocks, you would support your knees. And then just release and let go into Savasana. Let your legs fall to the sides. Let your feet fall open to the sides. Your arms relax to the sides with the palms towards the sky. Take your chin just a little bit in towards your chest so you have a straight head. And then take your time in your Savasana if you want to. And when you're ready, just coming back into a seated, comfortable position, maybe Sukhasana or Ardha Padmasana. Half lotus pose if you want to. Just take a few breaths in, Ujjayi, breathing naturally. Just breathing in and out, enjoying your breath, enjoying the peace, and in being with nature. Bring your hands together. Circle the arms up, big breath in and breath out. Namaste.